What's going down, people? Mr. Finance coming at you here on Instagram TV. Today I want to continue the conversation about public and private, because I think a lot of times people get those concepts confused, and a lot of times when you talk to people, they overlap definitions to say that I can't tell you about it, it's a secret because it's private. When that's taken out of context, the method of commerce that separates between public and private. So when we talk about commerce, we're talking about dealing in a medium of exchange. And typically that medium of exchange will involve a service corporation private note. So you're dealing with a discharge from a balance sheet based on additions and subtractions if you talk about a promissory note, because you're promising future labor against a debt obligation, okay? And the separation or distinction in that as a medium of exchange would be a claim receipt for gold and silver in deposit within a vault. So the representation throughout history for claim receipts have always been gold and silver certificates. So you can request a bill of sale in a business transaction for gold and silver certificates, and that would be considered a private transaction. So understand the difference and decide which medium of exchange that you want to use when you interact in commerce. So to acquire gold or silver certificates would be representation of gold and silver on deposit at a vault. Or you can simply negotiate directly with gold and silver exchange with a bill of sale. And to take it a step further than that, you would want to execute that sale with the original manufacturer's title, and within 72 hours of the transaction to transfer that item of purchase or item being transferred from the global public trust to your private trust. So that's the separation between public and private commerce, okay? And I want you guys to understand that in terms of the alternative ways outside of what's talked about or what's taught, because people don't really break down the mechanics of private transactions. And as I said in the beginning, they use that excuse of I can't tell you, as opposed to explaining the difference when you talk about a private exchange or a private transaction within commerce. So you have that option, and with the evolution of digital bookkeeping and electronic money, of course you also have the advent of the blockchain, which is a secure methodology of bookkeeping, and you could transfer value via the blockchain in cryptocurrency and negotiate the same thing, requesting a bill of sale, requesting that the conveyance or transfer happen between the global public trust into your private trust, and use cryptocurrency as your medium of exchange. So all of these are options that separate you from commercial or public conveyance. So I want you guys to empower yourself, understand the difference, choose what medium you want to use, and understand the benefits that come when you don't use fiat currency as your medium of exchange. The primary problem with fiat currency is that all public conveyance is registered, owned, and managed by the state. And the state is an agent underneath the vicar. So all service corporations pay homage and fall underneath the jurisdiction of the Roman Catholic Church. So if you choose to exchange in commerce via private debt notes or promissory certificates, then you are by default registering that item to the vicar, because that's his property. Render unto Caesar, which is his. So the distinction and the reason to separate yourself in private transactions is to not by default have the item of exchange be registered to the state or be registered to the vicar. And that's what you have to separate yourself in distinction and understand what's the advantages of using private versus public. Everybody else uses fiat currency to buy or to transfer. So why should I care? Why should I not use the same thing? That's the difference. The difference is that fiat currency belongs to the vicar, and all transactions through fiat currency is by default registered underneath the state, and the state is an agent within the Roman Catholic Church. So you choose to do as you wish, but make sure that your decisions are based on education, not based on miseducation, mismanagement, trickery, lies, and not full understanding of the entire process.